October's total marks the 10th straight month of declining Tesla sales in Europe. Tesla is missing its own end of year target by a massive margin. Elon makes these grand claims all the time, even on earnings calls, right? And then pulls back from it later on. It shows he is just saying numbers and nothing is grounded in reality. A new report from Germany has labeled the Model Y the most defect ridden new car you can buy. Yikes.
Yeah, make comedy legal again. So,
Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back to the Johnston Lounge. Well, today we're going to catch up on some Tesla news. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I've been branching out from Elon and Tesla news lately, covering other tech billionaires, what they've been up to, AI and the AI bubble, and other things. So we've got a bit to catch up on with Tesla. I'll run you through some of the stories that we're going to cover. Tesla's had a bit of a rough month, as you can see here. Tesla's European sales tumble nearly 50% in October. I mean, how much lower can they go? Seems like every month or every second month is a headline like this for Tesla, particularly in Europe. But it's not the only place. Tesla looks to reset strategy amid sluggish India sales. And wait till you hear how sluggish they are. It's pretty impressively sluggish indeed. And electric has this story. Elon Musk slashes Tesla Robotaxi fleet goal from 500 to about 60 in Austin. So Elon makes some grand claims about Robotaxi and the rollout, and they're pulling back from that. So we'll take a look at that. And this as well, Tesla Model Y is the most effective car this year, Germany says. So we will look at that too. And to finish off, is this the best Elon impression so far? This young guy here has pretty good impression of Elon, so stick around for that as well. But let's go back to this. Tesla's European sales tumble nearly 50% in October. How can that be? According to the European Automobile Manufacturers Association, Tesla electric vehicle registrations, a proxy for sales in Europe, fell to just 6,964 units in October. That's a 48.5% drop compared to a year ago. And a year ago, if you remember, wasn't so great either. Meanwhile, total EV registrations in the region, which includes the UK and the European Free Trade Association, rose 32.9% in October, with overall registrations, regardless of powertrain, up 4.9%. So sales going up, EV sales going up in Europe, Tesla not faring so well. And here they add October's total marks the 10th straight month of declining Tesla sales in Europe. Meanwhile, the overall market share of EVs in the broader European region grew by 16.4%. So you'll hear a rosy picture if you go to, say, YouTube channels of the Elon Jellicles about all this. But meanwhile, this is the reality. When I do actually look at the reality and what's going on, the stock price has not plummeted. All the focus is look over here, look over here. Look at the robots that are coming, the millions, nay, billions of robots that are coming, and look at robotaxis. But robotaxi isn't looking so good at the moment either. Well, at least compared to Elon's claims. He did say that it would reach half the US population, robotaxis, by the end of this year. And we are now at the end of November, and it's not looking anything like that. But I digress. So the BBC has here Tesla looks to reset strategy amid sluggish India sales. So they've been doing a bit of a push in India. Let's see what's going on here because it's pretty impressively sluggish. As I said, Tesla has opened its largest sales and service hub in India, even as the EV giant struggles with weak sales in Asia's third largest economy. The center in the northern city of Gurugram combines an experience showroom, charging, and after sales service under one roof. Sounds good. However, the EV maker has sold just 100 cars in India since its much publicized debut in July this year. Dealership data shows 100 cars. That is absolutely pitiful. Surely they'll have to pull out. I mean, I don't know how much they're spending there, but you'd think that they were aiming for more than 100 cars. Sources close to the company told BBC that Tesla is now focusing on strengthening India's EV ecosystem in a bid to revive sales momentum. What do you mean revive sales momentum? 100 is just absolutely pitiful. Tesla didn't directly respond to BBC's queries on the low sales figures. Maybe they will bury that, never to be heard again, if it keeps up like that or keeps down like that, right? Now we move to this story. Elon Musk slashes Tesla Robotaxi fleet goal from 500 to about 60 in Austin. I actually haven't read this one at all, so let's see what's going on. I think I can guess though, because I've been following this story, the Robotaxi story, for quite a while. As you'll know if you've been listening or watching this pod for a while. Elon Musk announced last night that Tesla is planning to roughly double its Robotaxi fleet in Austin next month. While an expansion of the pilot sounds positive on the surface, a look at the actual numbers reveals that Tesla is missing its own end of year target by a massive margin. Yes, as I said, Elon makes these grand claims all the time, even on earnings calls, right? And then pulls back from it later on. Just last month, Musk explicitly stated Tesla aimed to have 500 robotaxis in Austin by the end of the year. Now, doubling the current estimated fleet suggests the actual number will be closer to 60. That's right, there's only been 30 taxis. Actually, I saw in the comments yesterday somebody said it was an unrelated video, but they did mention to me that they'd seen some robotaxis in Austin, and because other people have said, I can't find any, I don't see any, what's going on? And so there's obviously an end of year push going on, I think, but only up to 60, right? If you compare that to Waymo, I mean, they've been running autonomously in Austin for a long time and in other places, and Tesla still has that safety monitor in the car. When will they be able to get rid of that? I think Elon said about the end of the year for that as well, but I can't keep track of all, all of the BS that he spouts. We have been closely tracking the rollout of the Tesla Robotaxi pilot in Austin, which launched back in June using Model Y vehicles. Unlike the Cybercab unveiled in October, these vehicles are standard Model Ys equipped with hardware 4, and critically, they are not driverless. They are part of a supervised pilot, meaning a Tesla employee sits in the front passenger seat or driver's seat for highway stints to monitor the system with a finger on a kill switch ready to stop the car. Well, they did do what that one delivery that was autonomous, supposedly autonomous, made a big show of it. It was going from the Austin factory, delivered to a customer. I think there were a lot of engineers involved in that, a lot of eyes on that. It went okay, and they produced a video about it. If it didn't do okay, they I'm sure they wouldn't if it wasn't live or anything. But they've only done one like that, like a big PR show, and then nothing, right? The service has been plagued by availability issues. As we reported recently, users in Austin are frequently met with high service demand messages, with wait times often exceeding 40 minutes. It's not necessarily because there's really high demand, but because Tesla's robotaxi fleet remains tiny. Exactly. In response to complaints about the service being essentially unusable due to lack of supply, Elon Musk took to X, formerly Twitter, last Tuesday to promise relief. The Tesla robotaxi fleet in Austin should roughly double next month. Well, he does say a lot of things on X that he goes back on. There's a tweet for everything, right? For those frustrated by the wait times, more cars are certainly welcome. But for investors and analysts tracking Tesla's autonomous driving promises, this announcement serves as a confirmation of a significant missed deadline. So, this headline here, if you're just listening to this, how many Tesla robotaxis are in Austin, they ask. To understand why doubling is actually a disappointment, we have to look at what Musk promised just a few weeks ago, let alone in the earnings call, the one before last, where he said it would be to half the US population. I mean, it seemed ridiculous. I don't think even his evangelicals believed that at the time, right? During his appearance on the All In podcast, which aired on the 31st of October, he also did the Joe Rogan podcast just like the day before as well. So he was doing the rounds there. I reported on the Joe Rogan one. Musk was explicitly asked about the scale of the fleet. His answer was unambiguous. We're scaling up the number of cars to probably we'll have 1,000 cars or more in the Bay Area by the end of this year. Probably 500 or more in the greater Austin area. That's my impression of Elon. Pretty bad. Yeah, stick around for that guy's impression. It's much better. But it made me want to try. Let's do the math. Based on observations from the Austin community and tracking of the vehicle VINs and plate numbers, the current Tesla robotaxi fleet in Austin is estimated to be around 30 vehicles. In fact, 29 different robotaxi license plates were spotted in Austin. And as I said, members of our community here have seen some, but have also said that they're not actually easy to find. If Tesla roughly doubles the fleet in December, that will have approximately 60 vehicles on the road. This is a far cry from the 500 that Musk projected just weeks ago. In fact, it represents a shortfall of nearly 90% against the target. Well, surprise, surprise. I mean, at this point, is anybody surprised that, Elon makes these claims and then goes back on them, or they never happen, or then he says next year, depending on what it is, next month, whatever. This massive miss in deployment targets is particularly ironic given Musk's recent comments about competitors. When Waymo announced earlier this month that it had reached 2,500 active robotaxis across the US, with about 200 in Austin alone, so they're way ahead at this point, Musk scoffed, calling them rookie numbers. Yet the data shows that Waymo currently operates a fleet in Austin that is roughly 3 to 4 times larger than what Tesla hopes to have after its expansion next month. And unlike Tesla's pilot, Waymo's Austin fleet is operating fully driverless without human chaperones in the front seat. Elon has said so many things about this. He talks about the competition like it doesn't exist, and how the fleet will suddenly wake up. Remember that, even going back as far as 2020. Soon the whole fleet of Teslas will wake up and be autonomous. You're about to go to sleep, which is plainly ridiculous. I mean, we're 5 years later now. There's supposed to be 1 million autonomous robotaxis on the roads by 2020. Let's not forget that. I mean, evangelicals will say, stop saying things like that, past history. But I mean, he did say that. And other people said that. Investors said that. Kathy Wood said that. Another clear case of Elon Musk shifting the goalposts in Tesla's autonomous driving programs, something we've unfortunately become accustomed to with Tesla's autonomy timelines and other timelines too. Musk said 500 cars by the end of the year just a few weeks ago. It shows he is just saying numbers and nothing is grounded in reality. That's right, he's just saying numbers. Okay, I think we've seen enough of that. Now, this one, Tesla Model Y is the most defective this year, Germany says. I mean, you could say that, well, Germany has a big auto industry for itself, and maybe they're biased here. Maybe there's some of that. I'm sure that evangelicals will say that. There are plenty of reasons to refuse to buy a Tesla that have nothing to do with its cars, especially in Germany. But there are also plenty of car-related reasons to avoid Teslas too. For example, our friends at Motor Trend lived with a Tesla Model Y for 2 years and hated every minute of it. And that's coming from an outlet that basically had nothing but positive things to say about the Model 3 when it first came out. So you can't say that they are always against Tesla at all. Now, a new report from Germany has labeled the Model Y the most defect ridden new car you can buy. Yikes. The report comes from TUV a German auditing, inspection, and certification firm. So that's pretty serious and is based on data collected from about 9.5 million vehicle inspections over the past year. Well, that's a big survey, isn't it? All right, so not looking good there for Tesla in Europe or in India as well. Now, China's another story. It's going to be interesting to see the sales that come out and also the US. Remember, the tax credit stopped, so we'll get figures about whether people were, well, I'm going to say rushing to buy EVs, but including Teslas, and about what happened after that. We will get the news on that soon. All right, to finish off, let's listen to this impression of Elon. So, what do you think of this? I mean, if you close your eyes, it's probably better because he doesn't look like Elon. He's not trying to look like Elon. Unlike on SNL when Mike Myers did that pretty good impression of Elon that he hated, it's sort of at the height of Elon's unpopularity during Doge was Trump and Elon together. You might remember that. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a listen to this.
Yeah, make comedy legal again. So
I wish it was illegal for you to do comedy.
that's just like, that's your opinion. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Yeah, everybody's got one.
Your eyes look like assholes.
Okay, well, shut up. So, in the front row, what do you do for work?
I'm a gynecologist.
Gynecologist. What is this guy like a pervert or something?
You have 10 kids with multiple women.
Okay, well, so somebody asked me something. Somebody asked me what came in the mail today.
What came in the mail today, Elon?
These nuts.
God damn it. Boo.
I love comedy. Comedy is so back. Yes, comedy's back.
Pretty good impression that he's got there, I think, going, apart from the bad jokes. But Elon would make bad jokes like that, right? And make comedy legal again. Remember, we said that after wielding a chainsaw on stage. Anyway, what do you think about some of these news stories? Is it looking good for Tesla? This is separate from the stock price, right? And it's not investment advice, but it hasn't dropped significantly. Everything is about the future, bro. It's all about robotaxis. It's all about the billions of robots. Forget about car sales, even though a big majority of Tesla's revenue and profit, if it's still in profit, we'll see, comes from selling cars. So we'll have to see. The other really bright spot, I think, is the energy storage, to be fair. I've always thought that is good, and it seems to be ramping up well, so that's a bright spot. It's not glamorous, but that is one bright spot. But otherwise, not looking so good in actual fact until they can actually come up with some revenue for these other bets, as Google calls them, other bets, right? But not yet. It's all just talk. It's all Elon claims. And, the robot's not looking so great yet. We'll have to see what happens, but let me know what you think. And right now, I'm going to put a related video on screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put related links in the description here on Spotify and wherever else you're listening to this. The two video places are Spotify and YouTube. If you didn't know that Spotify had video, it certainly does. And I'm also going to put on screen on YouTube a subscribe link. Do subscribe and follow on Spotify if you like using it over there. Quite often in podcasts, I subscribe to both on both platforms so I can pick and choose where I watch it or listen to it. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.